for having this global agape love, this love of everyone, love of creation, love of God, love of me. You even have to love me. Because I'm just part of the experimentation too. Anyway, that is the nature of what Jesus was trying to say. And that's the big step. That's the tough step. Personally, I think the first step is the impossible step. Because of that story, and it's perpetuated. It's like, you keep saying God set us up, set Adam and Eve up, and the moment they went against God, they felt shame. They had knowledge of being just this animal, this base being, this less than divine quality. So they were aware of their divineness, but then they were aware, no, we're just these sexual creatures that pee and poop and have sex and are filled with all this desire and fear and all this other stuff, and that knowledge had come into them, and we felt shame. Shame. I never felt shame. No, I didn't go through that. I was outside that particular parameter. Because I maintain my immortal divine being present. I just couldn't be in heaven. But nonetheless, so I don't know. That's one thing I don't know about, that I can't share the experience with human beings about what it must mean to be this creature, this animal, and to have known the divine and then have that taken away. So it's severely, as bad as my punishment, I just got kicked out of heaven. Human beings came in, and the effort to get back to heaven, it's unbelievable. The truth is, you could have heaven on earth. At least Jesus thought so. I don't share his optimism. I think every day that goes by, the awareness is that we're not anywhere near it. Because we're not even out of step one. We can't even accept ourselves for being the creatures that we are. We all keep thinking we can rise above it, but we don't have a clue. Well, you do have a clue. You were told. Jesus figured it out. At least I think he did. I think he had the right idea. But I don't think it can happen. So anyway, that's the formula. That's pretty impressive. I mean, he figured it out, and it's simple, and that's all his word was about. I love that. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, good. So, devil, then, what can we do? I know those are the general steps, but how do we do what Jesus thought we could do? Like, why is it important that we go through him? That the only way to the kingdom of heaven is through Jesus. Yeah, that's a good question. And I think, again, I really do think that since earth is part of the creation, that heaven can be on earth. That whatever, if we actually can create heaven on earth, then all heaven will open up to us. Including me, if I so choose. But I don't know if I can. Again, I struggle with those kind of problems too. The forgiveness one, where I'm just this creature that was used. But what? All right, I'll try to answer the question. Let's see. Since Jesus is one of the few people that actually was able to connect to the divine, then what he's saying is that if you realize or recognize those simple steps, it will help you a great deal to project your desire to be heavenly, to be a divine creature in the image of Christ. Because Christ did it. He did do it. He managed to achieve the divine. He had heaven within him. Because he was able to do the 4 steps. Since he was able to not judge himself and anyone else for being less than divine, and forgave himself and God for that, and even me, he forgave me. Isn't that sweet? Wow. Then he learned to love. He understood the value of love, the necessity of love and of creation. Love of everything and everyone in it. Thinking that we are equally as beautiful no matter who we are, including me. That I was part of this experiment and God had this and we are all to see. But you may not be able to see that. You may not have that vision, but just know that Jesus had it. So by sort of directing your thinking, or when you're in that sort of spiritual place, you try to project it onto Jesus. But don't get lazy. I mean, really, use that powerful image that Jesus was talking about to to become divine within you. So that love, and then once you really tap into that whole sense of love that Jesus was talking about, this really grand love of creation, love of God, love of the devil, love of everyone, love of even when we are not acting well or less than divine, we can love them. We can forgive them and love them. But it's a hard level of consciousness to achieve. So he's saying, well, if you're having trouble reaching that level of sort of divine sensibility, then go through me. Me being Jesus, not me, the devil. Don't go through me. If you really want to achieve some kind of appreciation for the divine, then that's what you should do. Project it onto Jesus. That should help. Once you achieve that, you'll at least find peace in yourself. Whether there will be peace on earth, well, that's another matter. But if enough people have found that peace, they really know the love God can generate in creation. No matter how the creation happened, no matter the struggles we went through, you can love it all. What they call warts and all. So yeah, you can really love all that. And love in the moment, not just in some grand principle too. That as you're interacting as a human being, that you actually can feel the divine love that Jesus knew, he figured out. So you hold no ill will towards Jesus for finding it. No, I don't. Jesus was an amazing human being. And for those that insist that he is not a human being, that he was in fact just God, well, you're missing the message. And I didn't understand it either until we talked about it. I mean, I still think he's incredibly naive, and that what he's offering here is, it's insane, really. I mean, but the truth is, it could work. I mean, in principle, it seems like it could work. So I buy that. And he forgave me. I I am the symbol of evil, and he loved me. So the fact that I can admire him, I can't love him because I don't know how to love. That's just something I can't do. I'm still stuck on forgiveness. Because I can't forgive God for setting me up like this. I mean, I have a good job. I like it. I get to be an immortal being. So I don't have to do the judgment thing. I don't. In fact, if I can say the word love, I mean, I really admire human beings given their situation. They were, as much as I was screwed, they were totally screwed. They were screwed over so bad. So for a human being to rise to the point where they can embrace creation in its entirety, including me, and forgive all that, and love all that, there's no way I cannot admire that. So I admire his ability to do that. So if you don't believe that Jesus had the answer, just know that from my point of view, yeah, he did. Do I think you can achieve it? No, I don't think so. Because you're going to be like me. You're going to get stuck. I personally think you're stuck on that first step, where you can't even stop judging other people and yourself. You can't even get out of your own way. So you can't even get to the point of forgiveness. And if you can't get to forgiveness, you can't get to love. And if you can't get to love, you can't get to peace. So human beings are very far away from what Jesus wanted and what we think God was intending. So it really is kind of up to him to get us to the end. Well, thank you, Devil. I appreciate you coming. We are approaching our 1 hour mark. We're going to have to stop. I do want to thank you. It was nice. It was really insightful. I even come to appreciate your perspective on creation and the divine and your relationship with God, and even your relationship with Jesus, which was very fascinating. And it does seem like you're not so much working against us, but you're not exactly in a position to help us overcome our nature. Well, that is quite true. I can't help but realize that no matter what, even if Jesus is absolutely right, and I actually think he is, I can't get past my own problems. That means I have to forgive God. And now that I have the knowledge that this was a total setup, I just don't know. I can't get past that. And I don't know how. I mean, I can even try to project the idea, but my experience is so different from being human. Because I never experienced shame. So from there, granted, I have no problem with accepting human beings as the less than divine creatures that they are. I get that. I totally love them for that, as much as a devil can love. Yeah, I get that. But to forgive God for totally, setting me up. I mean, I got used, and I can't get past that. If I could, I mean, as much as I can give love to humanity, because I get it, I understand what they're going through. I don't see how it benefits me. And I really can't get it. Maybe I will. And maybe with the help of all of humanity, maybe someday I can break that and embrace all of creation just like Jesus wants us. But we'll see. All right, well, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming, Devil. I just thought this was so exceptional. Anyway, listen. listeners. Thank you. I'm going to have a good night. Take care.